chapel on Sunday. We all come to pray, but we're back for warriors, keeping the whispers away. In suits and in skirts, we're the rebels, you say, talking about life and dreaming of a different day. On the back row we stay, in the back we don't sway, just let the sermon flow. We're on the back row.
It is time for another episode of the Cultural Hall. It is an Articles of News episode. Yes, interviews still coming. I am not joined by Verlin, the news wizard. I am not joined by Megan the Mitch Mitchell or Molly the Ash Ashton. I am not bringing my spouse on. This is not a taffy episode, but I am joined by Curtis LeGrand Jacobs.
I'm the poor man's Verlin. You know what I mean? Yeah.
The poor
Not
man's
as much charm, not as much wisdom,
Mm-hmm.
but here I am nonetheless.
Curtis Frankham, not actually Curtis, just Kurt.
Just Kurt.
President, if he could have his choice. How are you?
Pretty good. How are you, Richie?
I'm well. It's good to see
Nice.
you. I'm glad that we're still friends, even though you hold, beliefs that I can't stand.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We're able to
Yeah.
come together and talk about it.
Yeah. Well, at least we can agree on that children should not be abused. So,
Well, sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
so we actually agree. This is great.
several friends of yours took back the posts that they made saying, "Oh, hey, yeah, no, whoops, we sure made a big thing. Never heard from Kurt.
What do you mean?
Toe the line. Hold the
Take
rock."
back
That's
what
Kurt-
post?
Nah, it's fine. Don't worry about
Okay.
it. You're
All
fine.
right. I'm sure there'll be another story in the future,
You
unfortunately.
are who you are, and enlightenment. Nope, you are who you've been. You will be who you are. All those things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that how it is?
Yep.
Further light knowledge, not Kurt.
No,
same knowledge.
Always right. Yeah,
Yep,
that's me.
always
Yep.
right, never bending.
Willing to look at all the details. Yep.
Yeah, willing to look at them and then still hold true to the things that he thought was truth, his truth, all those
Yeah.
things. We had an email, we haven't chatted. We've chatted, but we haven't chatted since we did an episode back in, I don't know, late June.
Uh-huh.
And got an email back from Nadine. Now, you'll remember Nadine fangirled a little bit over at me at a wedding I did in June and said, "Oh, yeah, Kurt, you guys need to do more episodes together." So what did we do for you, Nadine? Haven't talked in several months.
None of that.
Yeah.
None of that.
Uh,
Yeah.
but-
I'm trying to phase out of the old, news commentary. But
Yeah,
for you, Richie, here I am.
you're
So,
phasing out of it because it's highly profitable and well worth the time that you spend.
yeah. If people only knew. I mean,
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah,
I hear from
yeah.
people who they have had conversations with you, whom you have told them, or at least indicated in some ways, you're thinking about shutting the whole thing down. And I tell you, lean into that feeling.
Okay.
Lean
Yeah,
into
'cause
that feeling.
you
The
may
writing-
get an extra 7 listeners. This will
Yeah,
be great.
no, there's not an extra. I just don't have to listen because I feel responsible to listen to it. I don't
Uh-huh.
have to listen to things. But before I actually read the email from Nadine, let me tell you, I don't know what it is about him, but one of your hosts on the This Week in Mormons, which is
Yeah.
weekly.
Yeah, he has a name. His name is Matt. Uh-huh.
No, not him.
Okay.
No, and not her. What's her name?
Melissa.
Yeah, not her.
Okay.
And then there's the sisters, not
Uh-huh.
either of them, but the husband of
Uh-huh.
the sister. What's his name?
Yes. It is. Dang it. What is it? He's
brother-
new.
Yeah, no, he's new, and they're
Dang
going to
it.
do like every other week. Here's the thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could just be complimentary, but I don't do that. We both know that. I don't necessarily love the commentary that he makes on news, but the
Uh-huh.
conversation that he and his wife had about being divorced and then seeking out and combining families. I actually sent an Instagram message to the Twin Sisters Instagram that said, "Oh, it was a horrible news episode, but I loved the conversation about divorce that you guys had." And I don't think they thought I was being serious. There is something so genuine about that guy.
Yeah, he's awesome.
And I don't like many people, but there is something so genuine, and I don't think he and I would be friends necessarily. I don't think he and I look at life the same way, but there is something so genuine about that guy. I love him. Whoever
And
that
his
guy
name is Darren, by the way.
Darren. Darren is his name.
Good-
Darren
good
the
chat.
meat cooker. Darren
Yep.
the meat cooker in Idaho. Anyway,
Yeah.
so I wanted to pay a compliment because I don't often do compliments because what's the point there, Darren?
He's a good guy.
Yeah, you couldn't even remember his name, Kurt.
Well,
Oh, you could. You
he's
got a
not
lot
the only
going
good
on.
guy. I can't remember his name.
No, you're out there leading saints. You call everyone brother.
That's right. right.
Okay, so now to the email from Nadine. Let me get here. Hey, Richie. Hey, Kurt. This is Nadine. Richie, thank you for listening to and making my request for more podcasts with Kurt happen. And yes, I know it's a show, not a podcast, because I think in her email she probably called it a podcast. I was just tickled to hear my name, and I was tickled to hear my name mentioned in Articles of News episode. And then the episode came out where it was dedicated to Nadine was such a surprise. It was the best gift ever.
Ever.
So the people in Nadine's life, if you're listening to this, give her better gifts.
That's
Which
right.
isn't to say it's not a gift that we mentioned her name, but if it's the best gift ever that we said her name, I mean, get some jewelry, a nice cruise. Nadine would like both of those things, and I don't even know Nadine that well. Now she says, Kurt. So this is to you.
That's me.
You
I'm
are
listening,
Kurt.
Nadine.
She didn't say Curtis.
You do.
Thank you for going along with Richie to do this crossover episode. And because I'm a faithful follower of Twim, being able to hear this episode on Twim again was so amusing and so fun. This episode not going to be shared on Twim, as I understand it. This is just for the Cultural Hall, correct?
That's right.
Yeah, okay.
So far, anyways. We'll see how it goes.
Then she says, guys, those 5 minutes of attention you gave me in the opening was a special treat, and no one has ever called me Deanie. And I think we should heretofore call her Deanie. So, Nadine, now when I say Deanie in an episode, it is you that I am talking about.
That's right. The Cultural Hall mascot, Deanie.
Yeah, Deanie, the Cultural Hall mascot. If we can get someone to get a picture of Nadine leaning against a barrel, we will change the Cultural Hall logo to look like the Cracker Barrel logo. And when people ask who that person is leaning against the barrel, we'll call her Deanie. There it is.
I do have a picture of her. Didn't I share that
I
with
have
you?
a picture with her.
Yeah, with her, right.
Oh, you have one too?
Yes. In the
Okay.
lobby of the church office building.
Yeah, I think we're actually getting there. Hold on.
Okay.
She says, now, Kurt, you and I have history. We met on June 8th, 2018 at the registration desk in
Wow.
the church
Very
office
specific.
building.
Very specific.
Deanie does not mess around. June 8th. So you're coming up on a half anniversary. Make
That
sure
was
you don't forget it.
2015, she said?
2018.
Oh, 18. Okay.
I was a Temple Square hosting missionary at that time and was the supervisor of the, quote, desk. That day, you had an appointment with a member of the presiding bishopric. Well, Curtis.
Yeah, I mean, at least a couple times a week.
Yeah, they weren't calling you at anything, though.
They're
I'll
begging
pay
me to
attention
come
when they
down
call you to
there.
something.
Yeah.
Those
Want
were
all
the
my
days.
ideas. Okay.
Guys, would you mind making this happen? Those were the days when you were still called Leading LDS. I recognized your voice, introduced myself, and explained I was a big fan of the work that you were doing with your podcast. And you had a photo taken of us together. So now I have been photographed with both of you. Richie, I love the photo of you and me at my grandson's reception. Kurt, she says, our next encounter was March 4th, 2019. Deanie, I need an email from you about this. How do you know these dates so specifically? Because that's incredible. Is it a journal? Is it photos on your phone? Was there something else notable about those days? Why do we know these dates so specific? But I go on. The occasion was the annual leadership training meeting for Temple Square hosting. I can still picture you on the stage speaking to us in the, quote, little conference center theater. Lucky for me, I journaled my hosting mission experience. That's how I was able to confirm these remembrances of you, Kurt. And even more recently, I saw you entering the American Fork Library. Yes, she lives in American Fork.
Oh, boy.
Although I'm
Nice.
looking at this, no date associated with living in American Fork or seeing you at the American Fork Library. So come on, Deanie. Richie, a long time ago, you talked about collecting old church gospel-related books. Do you still have that interest? I might be able to add to your library. Yes, please. Again, Richie and Kurt, thank you for the happy moments you two bring me as I listen to you share your testimony of the restored gospel in light but meaningful conversation each week. Your podcasts bring me a lot of joy and companionship. Sincerely, Nadine Deanie Olson. So thank you, Nadine. I can now delete that email out of my inbox. I am a zero inbox email guy, and I've held on to
Wow.
that until we could do this episode before I could delete it. So thanks,
Nice.
Teeny.
It's been lingering.
Yeah, what anything new with you?
What's new with
Yeah,
me?
shutting down Twim. That's too bad. Not everyone can last.
No,
It's fine.
Twim is thriving.
Mhm.
But if anybody wants to host, because we got to keep this in business, just in spite, mainly.
If anyone wants to
Uh,
buy it,
Yeah. I mean, I've got a price.
Yeah,
If
sure.
you write that on a card and slide it across the desk, I will quickly tell you if.
is it the desk that you stole when you were released from being a bishop, and you're like, I'm taking this with me?
I couldn't have gotten that thing out through the door if I wanted to. They probably built the church around that Cadillac of
they
a
do.
desk.
They do.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But other than that, I mean, school's back,
Sure.
and that brings some routine. I'm trying to think of our kids are starting tonight. They're starting another season of MCO, which is Millennial Choir and Orchestras.
Your kids are?
Yeah,
That's cool.
They've done it twice and they love it.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, they usually love it when they get to the performance. They're like,
Sure.
okay, that was cool. I'm glad we were involved with that.
They
But,
hate it for just rehearsals sometimes, right?
yes,
Sure.
it is. And we all kind of hate it. It's one of those things, right? That just consumes your Monday evening. But
Yeah,
it's great.
I mean, it's anything. It's interesting that it's church adjacent and they do it on Monday evenings.
Yeah, but I mean, is Monday evenings even a thing anymore? I mean,
We have
Are we-
Monday evenings. Family, isn't it about time?
I know.
Are you saying are you saying we threw out FHE with the Mormon bathwater? Is that what you're saying?
Possibly. I'm just saying, like, it's sort of this this program that whatever it is that's sort of been so forgotten on the sidelines that it's sort of disappeared. And because let's imagine, let's say you're in a family that gets baptized into the church, and you're like,
Sure.
this is great. Come follow me. Got it. Like, we got the ministering assignment. Okay, all right.
Sure.
Who sits you down and be like, okay, let me tell you about Monday nights? Like, nobody's talking about Monday nights. So join my petition to let's just get rid of it. I mean, we're still connecting. We're doing the come follow me thing. I
But
mean,
it's
not
an
really, but
intentional separate time
yeah.
to do those things. If you want to just let's call it a family home evening or an evening with family or something like that.
I just don't think it's a strong like part of our institutional church, but and so let's not pretend like we need to lock the church on Monday nights. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, you're not doing the events at the church on a Monday night.
Well, why not?
Because it's at least still that foundational for the church.
Yeah. Well,
You're
I
not
just-
having the bishop's not doing interviews on Monday nights
and why not? You know?
because it's that still
I
foundational.
know, but I'm just saying
I'm
that thing
answering the
doesn't
question.
exist anymore. We like
No,
to
it
tell
does.
ourselves it
Here-
exists. I don't think it exists.
Yeah,
I guarantee you the vast majority, I say over 80 to 90% of active members of the church, they have no other mindset shift on Monday night than any other night of the week.
90%, you're saying? You're going to say
Absolutely.
90%.
Absolutely.
All right, an unofficial poll. Contact at theculturalhall.com.
That's right. Let's hear
or
it.
comment on the YouTube edition of this.
Because I think it's been replaced with come follow me, right? Like
No,
ideally,
they're completely separate.
okay. But I'm saying culturally speaking, it's been completely replaced with come follow me.
I know, but we're one President Oaks away from Family Home Evening being the thing that we do.
And that would be his prerogative, but currently it is not a thing. That's my
I'm telling you, I think it's going to become a thing, and it probably should.
Hey,
Would the
and
world be better if
I'm
we
not
were
saying I
more
don't like
intentional at
it.
times with our family. Yeah, you bet.
Yeah, I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm
It
not
sounds
saying
to me like you
it's
hate
just
it.
that it's more the passive guilt trips of being like, well, brothers and sisters, let's make sure that Monday night's like, nah, we're not doing it.
I mean,
Nobody's doing
I'll be 100% transparent as like, hey, listen, if Monday night isn't your jam, let it be, Tuesday morning, Tuesday home morning, or Thursday mid lunch snack thing, right? Monday is arbitrary. I'll agree with you as that, but I think outside of like this is the lesson that we're doing then, but it's come from all that. I think that it's important to have, Johnny's making the refreshment, and Debbie is doing the lesson, and we're singing a song together. We have the time that's like that, devoted towards that.
Yeah.
That you can get real angry with your kids for not doing it the way you think that it should be. We need that once a week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm on board. I'm just saying it's culturally faded.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So please hear me clearly. I'm not against family home meeting. I'm just
I mean,
saying it's not happening. So,
here's the thing that I would like to, if so long as we're changing things, I would like to, in a church that is no respecter of persons, I would like to get rid of indefinitely, if you have been a bishop, that we still call you bishop when you're not the bishop,
yeah.
or president if you're not the president. Or
There's a simple way to get rid of that is you
Yeah.
just move. I
Yeah.
have not had one soul call me bishop since
well,
I
no,
moved.
I know, and that hurts your heart. I
I
understand,
know.
but I
And,
wish.
and I remind them, look at my record. I printed it out for you.
Yeah.
I am a
Nope.
ordained.
No, but
No,
that
no.
drives me crazy.
It is. It's weird. It's
It
weird.
is a bizarre.
Once a bishop, always a bishop.
Yeah.
I guess technically,
okay.
but
Yeah, you're always a bishop. Like, hey, I care about people, and I did that. I have empathy for the crazy amounts of time that you're spending to do that. Sure, okay, but anyone who insists on it, that would be a very definitive line for me to be like, not my person. Got it.
yeah.
Call me bishop. Good. Yep.
I don't know if I've ever experienced somebody insisting that themselves get called that, but
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
that would be
no, I
weird.
witnessed it the other day. I witnessed it the other day and
Oh,
went,
boy.
"Ugh, ugh."
I think there's definitely more of a shift of people saying like, okay, like it's been 3 weeks or whatever since our release. Just call me, John or
Yeah.
Jerry or whatever
Yeah.
your first name is. Yeah.
And I don't want people to lean into I need to disparage it. Like, oh yeah, it was the hardest. I'm so glad I'm not. I don't need you to do that.
Right.
Just have it be what it was. It was really hard. It was very rewarding. I was grateful for the opportunity that I have. My name is Tom. Thank you for allowing me to be here.
That's right. Love it.
You will call me Bishop. You have had no time to prep for news, so we will just kind of talk about various articles of news when we come back in the second half and do actual articles of news. Let me take just a moment to tell you all about bestdjinutah.com. That is the website where you can learn all about me. Oh, sure, you probably feel like you know me, but you know me in the cultural hall sense. I have a DJ company, now 6 of us strong, great event hosts, MCs, and DJs that can be able to make whatever event you have coming up absolutely spectacular, and hope you will reach out to us. Now you're thinking, well, wait a minute, Richie, I don't live in Utah. Would you travel? Absolutely, I would travel. Would they travel? Absolutely, they would travel. Whatever your event is, doesn't have to be a wedding or a community event. We can do all sorts of things. I can teach you line dancing. I can dance with you. We can do partner dancing. We can do all kinds of things, but we can't do any of it if you don't hit me up. You can go to bestdjinutah.com. You can fill out the form to get more information or get a quote, and then I will get right back to you. Find out why I'm so busy and why sometimes we don't get episodes of the Cultural Hall. It's all because of bestdjinutah.com. Here in the second half of Articles of News, we do actual articles of news. Go ahead and hit it, Peter Breinholt.
You can't lose articles of news.
And away we go. Certainly, the largest story of the last week is the assassination, the murder of Charlie Kirk, Utah Valley University. I have imposed on myself sort of a 10-minute a day news diet because I am someone that can get a little bit riled up about this.
Very wise.
On lots of things. And so from a Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints perspective, I found it interesting this. Within an hour, maybe 90 minutes of the shooting, there was a statement that came from Doug Anderson, church spokesman for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. He says, "It is with great sadness that we learn of the shooting that took place at Utah Valley University, resulting in the death of Charlie Kirk. Our prayers go out to his family at this time. We condemn violence and lawless behavior. We also pray that we may treat one another with greater kindness, compassion, and goodness. For members of the church, we reaffirm the Savior's teaching and admonition is to love our neighbor." And so that not the only statement that was made. Then a couple of days later, I want to say this was, Friday?
Yeah, I think
12th. Yeah,
once
12th.
once the shooter turned himself in, right? I
Yeah.
think, yeah.
The First Presidency of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints released this statement. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints condemns horrific acts of violence worldwide, including the recent assassination in Utah. We affirm our repeated calls to seek peace and unity despite our differences. Jesus Christ teaches us to love one another, that hate is wrong, and that human life is sacred. We urge all to reject violence and instead build understanding. Recognize that we are all children of God. We must treat one another with more dignity, compassion, and respect. As we mourn with those who have experienced loss and care for those living in fear or conflict, we call upon people everywhere to build communities of greater kindness and love. So yeah, that's the church's statement on it. Takeaways for you from that.
Yeah, obviously, man, it's just been heavy for all sorts of people. And for the church to release two statements, that is definitely gives you a moment of pause, and obviously fantastic statements that are direct and stating our position as a institutional church. I guess the second statement came because the shooter was a former member of the church. I don't know if that's sort of the speculation that people have is why they released two statements. I don't know if you've heard or speculate on anything different.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Continue to go on, and then I'll kind of give you my thoughts on it.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, just like being amongst friends or, you know, like everybody, especially being so close to, and I don't know if that's what it was. Like why it feels so heavy is because of just how close it was, or that it, was in a place we're so familiar with, or what. But I've heard more often than not people say something like, I don't know why this is impacting me so much. Even one person said, I haven't felt this way since 9/11. Like it's just kind of that, not that it was the same feeling, but it kind of equated to that of sort of this mourning, this like unbelievable devastation, and like, how could this happen? And, just waking up feeling like, did that really happen? Or is that a dream? Or, and then you just think of the implications of his young family and his wife, and, the political ramifications, and then social media does its thing, which is just terrible and on some levels, but also inspiring on others, and then back to terrible. And so, yeah, even on Sunday, we took some time in Elders Quorum to just process it, and it was just interesting to hear from others in the quorum how they're wrestling and the emotions they've gone through, and I felt like it was a little bit of healing took place there, but yeah, really tough.
You're Elders Quorum president, yes?
Yes.
So you opened the can. You said, "Hey,
oh yeah,
happened."
Well, and this is actually a question, and I don't want to get us too far off, but it is related to this. Is like, what is the role of the local church when things like this happen? Especially in a community, and it could be, I mean, something like this that's like a national story and heaviness for the nation, or even like a local suicide, right? Or
Right.
A death, or a car accident where people died, or the list goes on. And how can, because I just feel like church should be a place where people can like feel connection and heal from that, where it is easy just sort of be like, well, let's flip to that conference talk or this come follow me lesson, and and I just don't, I feel like that would be a mistake. And I know it could go off the tracks going, trying to talk about it.
I applaud your bravery of opening it, because genuinely would be opening a can of worms.
Yeah.
To be like, all right, worms, here we go. Where are these worms going?
Yeah, and I guess I have a greater opinion. I know this is like an impossible task, or I don't know how it would happen, but so many people say, like, when it comes to politics, like, whoa, like, don't even mention it in church, right? But at the same time, we're so focused on like developing connection and unity and friendships, and it's like, imagine a marriage where you're like, oh, well, there's just that thing we just don't talk about. And
Right.
to me, that would be an indicator. I don't think your marriage is healthy if you can't talk about that. Like,
Yep.
you need to figure out a way with help or resources to talk about that thing. And so I'm more a proponent that, not that we need to have full on debates or discussions,
Sure.
but we can't just pretend like we're all friends and then go home and watch everybody beat each other up on Facebook, right? Like,
Sure.
or
I mean, we
try
can in some cases do.
and that's
but
just what we do.
probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I'm more of the like, let's see what, let's just talk here and create some safety so that people can be heard. And man, I just got such a positive response from the elders in the group, feeling like, man, I really needed this today. And those are people who didn't even say anything.
Yeah.
And of course, we didn't just talk about the actual tragedy, but I spent a lot of time focusing on stories of Christ and how he dealt and comforted individuals in tragedy and things
Mhm.
like that. So there's always this orientation towards the Savior, but yeah, I feel like it can't be ignored because people don't know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
And again, not that I actually invited a therapist in the ward to kind of tag team it with me, but he had a conflict come up last minute, and so it was just me. But I feel like if we don't have to be like, we don't have to turn church into a therapy session or
Sure.
or make people feel like, oh, that's all I needed. But we should be a place of resources so that people are like, okay, I've talked about this. I feel like I'm not settled. Great. Let me point you towards a variety of resources, to
Sure.
help you reconcile some of these things. But yeah. So
Did it go off the rails at all?
there are some comments that were like, wow, I mean, there's a lot of emotion and passion coming
Sure.
from some comments. But I'm okay with that. I think a lot of the times when people feel like that's gone off the rails or you have overshared, that's actually a problem with the person listening rather than the person sharing.
Sure.
And of course, there's some outliers there, but for the most part, I'm okay with that. There's individuals that were visibly angry, and again, not that they're yelling or making a show, but I'm like, wow, I can see this impacted you,
Yeah. Yeah.
and we can hold space for that. So
Yeah, I think about something like that and I think about how I might react and I don't know.
yeah,
I
was there any mention in your church?
I was unable to attend. I was
Oh,
working.
okay.
Probably. I don't know. I should find out. But to me, I applaud you for that. I wonder how much of the ability to do that is you're in Utah County, and I'm not saying
Mhm.
that everyone in Utah County
Yeah, no,
is
that's
very
fair.
like-minded, but it certainly is more like-minded than, say, Salt Lake County
Right.
or somewhere else.
Yeah.
Uh, and the nuanced way of being able to be like, I can feel how I feel and you can feel how you feel is hard for many people to navigate. So
Yes.
whether I was
Yeah.
able to say something and that makes everyone else mad or vice versa, applause. Good for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Using that counseling time as at the beginning of
Yeah.
of elders quorum to talk about something that's super impactful.
Yeah. I hope so.
And way better. Was it a leading saints I was listening to talking about AI where it's like, guys, if what we're trying to do is teach from the conference talks, if we're trying to teach the points from the conference talk, we might as well use AI because that's not the point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to scream that. I'm like, because so many times, well, we're not sharing right now. We're reading from the talk. I just go, listen, tell me when this guy's teaching. I'm staying home.
Yeah. It's tough.
I do not need to read this again and again. Tell me
Yeah.
to, I'll stay home and read it.
Well, I think it's just a question whether you are in a leadership position or not, that maybe you have more influence or not. But like, why do we go to church? Are
Right.
we going? A lot of people say or have the feeling of we go to church to learn some things. Like, I could find like hundreds of YouTube channels
Sure.
and videos that could teach me something, right? Maybe there's more of a community aspect or, more of that unity that there, I think there's healing there by gathering together and really wrestling with our faith or wrestling with the current status of the world. And I know that's scary to approach it, but I'd rather mess up trying to go that way than like being like, well, let's pretend like everything's fine or,
Yeah. Yeah. As far as my feelings go, I don't feel like anyone should ever be assassinated or murdered. I
amen,
mean,
brother.
a bold statement, I suppose. I worry about things like this and where ideologies start to work in where, I mean, even within our church, we have some things that taken out of context can be real bad. You know, if it so be that, one man should perish, then say, it's like, oh gosh, please and thank you. Not that,
Right.
guys.
Yeah.
Let's lean away
Yeah.
from that. And without going into particular details, I think that for me, what I would like to try and do is be able to have conversations with people and go, yeah, Kurt, I don't think the same way as you. And
Mhm.
would you like to come do this service thing with me? Or I would like to know more about how you did this particular thing because I do respect that about you
Hmm.
rather
Yeah.
than prove you wrong or prove me wrong. There's a little part of that I did not care for. And that
Yeah.
was the big thing. Prove me wrong. I'm right. Would you like to prove me wrong?
Well,
Ugh.
and unfortunately, we live in a world where, the public square has become that social media place, right? And I mean, I'm the type of person, I don't really post anything on social media, even if it's good, bad. Like even individuals are like, well, no, I'm gonna like post like, scriptures and
Yep.
prophetic quotes or whatever. I just think just the nature of social media is so toxic
Mm.
that it's just not worth trying to have the conversation there, right? So whenever I see people's like, well, I'm just trying to be open and share this or that and get my opinion out there, like, well, the fact you're doing it on social media is just it'll naturally become more toxic.
Yep.
And so call somebody, like get involved in your community or, discuss with a family member or friends or whatever, like in a more real setting. But anyways,
Yeah. Anyway, tragedy, certainly
yeah.
interesting. My thought with it is the reason why the church did too is because, and I think it's well within their rights, knowing that it happened here in Utah, knowing
Yeah.
that it was impacting so many saints here in Utah. I think that that's why they were quick to do it, and also hedged a little bit of bets. Likely, this person is going to have some affiliation with the church,
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
which they're within every right, and they were correct. You said that he was a former member of the church.
And
Are
that's,
we?
I guess, the current word on that is that's sort of where it's at. So
I love the people that are like, he's not one of us. See, it's all right. He can't. He's not. He's not. Or he's
yeah,
not anymore. Am I right? Like this smug. Like
yeah,
it does not matter. You should not assassinate people. And
hmm
that word, I mean, that is what it is. It was an
hmm
assassination of that individual, but that to me has proven to be one of the most difficult things about it.
right,
Like saying that he was assassinated. That feels every bit of what it is, so aggressive, so like, wait, we live in a time and a day and an age where people are assassinated
yeah,
at the university that's what, 10 minutes from your house,
yeah.
45 from mine. It's terrible.
It's terrible. And then lay on top of that just like the current technologies and social media where, soon after that you couldn't escape it, right?
No.
Like seeing the gore of it or even pictures
Yeah.
of the gore of it. Like imagine, 1963 with Kennedy being assassinated. If that was happening in 2025,
Yep.
we'd have every angle of that thing. We look at the old footage and videos of that, and even that is kind of like gives you pause, right? But
Mhm.
man, it's just like so jarring now with the technology and how quickly people can share things and just how many people are involved and witnessed it and then shared it and then we suddenly all witness it. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. To your point, we would have found out about the third shooter with Kennedy. So if it were done in this time.
It would have been fascinating. Someday.
Yeah.
Roll that
One
tape
day.
back. Let's yeah.
We'll get that. We'll get that one day. Other stories, anything that has sort of come to your attention, something that you've seen come across that is significant? This is the
Yeah.
first episode that we've recorded sort of post uh President Nelson's 101st birthday. Still with us. Looking forward to the
Yeah.
temple. He's hanging in there. It's going to do it.
You think he'll make it to the Salt Lake dedication?
I think it it's hard when you speak about this because then
I
I
know.
think people think that you wish some sort
Yeah.
of ill will. Statistically speaking, no, I
Right.
don't think he will.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah.
Inner circle stuff says that he is, doing okay for 101st. But the reason why they didn't do a big celebration again was because it is noticeably different of how
Yeah.
he is from 101 to how he was at 100.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we obviously wish him well and hopefully there's another cake next year. So
Yeah, let's do it.
Uh, I was trying to think like if there wasn't this tragedy in the news, what would we be talking about? And I
I know
think
that answer.
is it The Bachelorette,
Yes.
Richie?
Yes.
Man, I know. I guess I was my first. Taylor Frankie Paul is the new Bachelorette for season 22. So I
Yeah.
got a lot of seasons to catch up on here.
A lot of
But,
non-marriages for bachelors that are going to get married off.
I guess I wasn't. I thought she was like married or had a boyfriend or something. Is that? I guess that
Oh,
ended.
Curtis. Oh,
Sorry,
Curtis. She was married
Uh-huh.
Then there was the soft swinging scandal, and they got
Okay.
divorced. And then she had a boyfriend, and then she had another child.
Uh-huh.
And now the big deal, one of the big deals since this release has come out is that he says, you know what, I ultimately just want her to be happy. So if this is the way that she can find happiness, be with someone to find happiness. Here's the thing to me about this. ABC, which is the network that is putting this out, could not be smarter.
Right.
Could
Very
not
true.
be from now, is it wholesome? No. Is Secret Lives like the most triggering thing you could ever watch as a member of the church? Yeah, probably. Especially if you have some nuanced things or things that you're working through. 100%, right? All of that. It is. But from a strict, like, let's get people to watch this show, I don't know that they could have picked a better Bachelorette.
Yeah, I'm for sure. As everybody, groans, at least I groan when I see that. I
Yeah.
wish her the best, but
Well, so
right.
I think it's interesting because there will be a Mormon bent to this.
Hmm.
She, as far as I know, and you know this from listening to other episodes, I think we've talked about it, she was in, or her parents were in my old ward back when I was married. First round.
First time.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, they attended. They were every week attenders. I assume they still are. I don't know that
Yeah.
about them. But she references and calls herself Mormon, where some of the other girls on Secret Lives don't reference
Hmm.
being Mormon. Kind of that cultural Mormon, probably still. But are we going to
Yeah.
see 20 or 30 or however many, contestants on the Bachelorette? Are we going to see 20 or 30 weirdo Mormons trying to be with her? Is that what this
Yeah.
is? It won't be, of course.
Yeah.
But
But
will there
they'll
be?
definitely work a few of them in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And there will be, to that point, at least one, if they know what they're doing, and believe me, I think that they know very much what they're doing, someone who is very, shall we say, strict Mormon,
Hmm.
conservative Mormon, whatever you want to call it, toes the line, TBM, true blue, whatever, blah, 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 blah. There will be one like that, and it will be a constant discussion in society, in the community of, well, what is a Mormon person? Are we calling her a Mormon? I thought Mormons couldn't do that. She's going on a date. She's going to the whatever room that they go to that no one knows what happens, right?
Oh boy.
All
Yeah.
of those things will be discussions around members of the church.
Yeah. Yeah. And there'll be a handful of guys saying, I'm ready to convert. If she
Yes.
chooses me,
Yes.
fill the font. Let's
Yeah.
do this.
Filled the font. I don't know this, and someone can email us and contact at theculturalhall.com. I don't know that there's ever been a bachelorette that has kids before. That's a different
Mm.
dynamic
Yeah.
to me too, because like you date, but they obviously aren't meeting the kids ever. And if they're meeting the kids, does that feel sort of icky that she's making her kids be a part of this? Because by and large, if there is one credit to Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, the kids haven't entered in much of the content within that series. Like they've been on for a second or oh, I'm
Yeah.
pregnant, but it's not like we're getting to really know the kids or, have anything like that. There's a part of that to me that feels like how or why or what or big question marks around, is this a
Yeah.
good thing? Is this a healthy thing? And maybe no one cares, right? Ratings are the thing that we want. We want to sell advertising spots,
Yep.
advertisements. Will you
I like to
watch it?
say I'll be watching, but I
Yeah.
won't.
No? No?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
No. No.
You hate Mormons. Got it. Hear you.
It-
This
Yeah.
week, and we hate Mormons. What else might we talk a little bit about in this news episode? We got about
Um,
20 minutes left.
I forget which co-host but did you watch the new documentary about Jody and what's her name? Ruby?
Yeah. I have not yet. It is on
Okay.
the queue. We are finishing up a series, but we will get to it. Have you?
I have.
Okay,
I have.
and
Um, it, it was fine. I mean, it was a very poor representation of our faith, but was I shocked? No,
yeah.
no, I wasn't. So
Do you
I
think
would
there
not
really
recommend
is
it.
like poor representation of our faith? Because here, so let me walk this out a little bit. Like I know what the principles, the all the things within the church are, right?
Mhm.
But by and large, there's not anyone that is perfect within our church. There are lots of people who think they
Sure.
are, other people who would tell you that they are. But when we see these things sort of walked out, I think we can look at them and go, they're saying they're Mormon, but they don't do this.
Mhm.
So clearly that's not our church, but I feel like our church is full of a bunch of people. Now, granted, do I think that everyone in our church duct tapes children in the basement and all that? No, I do not. I'm
Mhm.
not saying
Mhm.
that. But there are these various imperfections that everyone has that, like, if we put your life up on a screen, Kurt, not that you would ever do it, and thank you for not, we'd go, yeah, that's not it, Kurt. That's not how the gospel works.
Yeah, sure.
But you
I
are
guess
very much a member.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I guess my contention is it it's provocative to make these problems or frame these problems as systemic, right? That they're
Okay.
in the nature of our church and the structure and the all the things we do and the beliefs because of all these things of well, of course. I mean, is anybody surprised that Jody and Ruby did this? Like, come
Mm.
on. Like, yeah, we're all surprised. Like this is so far away from any of that, right? And so to me, that's where it's like, yeah, you lost me. Sorry, I'm
Mm.
out. And with the eerie music behind it,
Oh,
like,
sure.
oh, yeah.
Sure.
So it's just silly. I would not recommend it, but
But you watched it. So
I
why did you
did.
watch it?
I watched it passively just because okay, here's full disclosure. The
Please.
filmmakers
Uh-huh.
reached out to me and interviewed me via Zoom to see if because they wanted a former LDS bishop to be part of it.
Okay. And they didn't like you.
I guess not, and I didn't
So
like them, so I was not.
who did they
Uh,
use?
they didn't use. There's no former
Okay.
LDS bishop there,
Mm.
so
Did they
yeah, I
call
don't
you
think there
Bishop?
was any pro Latter-day Saint in the film.
They're like, Kurt, we'd like to talk to you. And you said, it's Bishop, please and thank you.
This bishop.
Yeah.
You better put that on my
Yeah.
lettering,
Yeah. On your lower third. It's
Not yeah,
Bishop
that's right.
Frankham. His name's Kurt, though, right? No, it's
Yeah.
Bishop. It's
Yeah. It
Bishop.
was one of those things like even going into that interview, I was like, there's no way I'm doing this. I mean, the different ways that they could frame me is just I'm not interested. But hey, I'll have the
So you did it,
conversation.
but
And
didn't do it? Is that what I'm hearing?
no, I just did they just wanted to talk with me via Zoom. They asked me a bunch of questions. I asked them some questions and they said, and by the end, it kind of seemed like they were going to reach back out, but I was like, and I will just quickly tell you no. But
Yeah. Okay.
so I did want to kind of see, all right, who did they use, right?
Uh-huh.
Because I watched the first documentary about it. It is a different angle. I guess they interview Jody's niece, which is kind of you learn all sorts of new stories of abuse, unfortunately, that
Geez.
Jody did with her. I mean, it was just a terrible sequence of events, but
Yeah.
to say the least.
And I think it's interesting because, and I will often watch these because I do feel like it's part of the public forum. And as
Mhm.
a member of the church, like I want to be able to be like, oh, hey, yeah, so you saw this, whatever this is. So where that kind of went askew from what we believe is we believe this. Oh, but they did that. Oh, yeah, no, that was over the top. That was taking it too far. That was their own personal interpretation. That was whatever the thing is. But yeah, I mean, we believe in, having, lots of kids or whatever the thing may be, whatever the point of doctrine may kind of point back to. I think that it's important to be informed about that. On the other side of that, like, just like I think that it's important to be able to, within the articles of news, talk about the great inspirational stories that occur, I think that it's equally as important to go, hey, this guy in this place did this thing to kids, and you need to know about that too, because that's also part of the public forum, and being a member of the church means all of these things. And when we turn our back on something, go, I just want to hear the positive or whatever that is, that's the kind of thing I can't get behind because
Yeah.
that's not how life works. You don't get to go,
Right.
well, this, but not that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'll miss it. So I have two other films that I'll mention here,
Okay.
but
Are
I
you
went
in
to
them? Is that why you're mentioning them?
what's that?
Are you in them?
I'm
Is that why you're
I'm not
mentioning
in
them?
No, no. The other one is obvious why I'm not in it. It was called Women of Christ, I believe it
Oh
was.
yeah, I
Have
got
you heard of this?
invited. I got invited to the
The
premiere the
premiere?
other night.
Well, I
Yeah,
went to the premiere,
good
Richie.
for you. Did
So
you wear
yeah,
pink like you were supposed to?
I actually walked into the event and saw everybody in pink and thought, I forgot.
Yeah,
So, and my
that
wife is
happens.
like, hey, why aren't we wearing pink? Anyways,
Yeah.
phenomenal film.
Hmm.
I mean, phenomenal film. I mean, it's not gonna like break records or anything
No.
as most Latter-day Saint film do, but definitely, I walked in. I mean, I've kind of walked in with low expectations, but I was like, like that's a great film. And one component that I really appreciated is like, what's her name? The Bonner mother.
Hmm.
She told her story, and
Cool.
there's a few others, and there's these moments of like, we went to our bishop for help, or this happened, and it really the bishop didn't show up well, right? But they
Mm.
didn't make a big deal about it. It wasn't like, woe is me, I'm the victim to this, church leader or whatever. But I appreciated just being like, yeah, he screwed up and moving
Yep.
on. So anyways, I appreciated that. Definitely a film I would recommend there. Just go and
Mhm.
see.
And not
Check
in
out.
it, so I appreciate that
I'm not in it.
recommendation.
No,
What about the
no.
other one?
So there, have you ever heard of the YouTuber named Johnny Harris?
No, I've not.
He's very popular YouTuber, like 7+ million subscribers, and a former Latter-day Saint, did the whole mission thing, grew up very devout, and he's made a handful of videos about the church, what Mormons really believe, which is just a hack job. But he came out with another one called "Why the Mormon Church is So Rich," and so I thought, okay, I'll listen to it. And it was very interesting watching it because to me, 80% of it is like a phenomenal commercial for the church. Like
Hmm. Hmm.
this is an organization that is well organized, that is a framework that you can really raise a good family in, and on and
Sure.
on. And but then he inserts some of his critiques, which is fine. And then finally comes to the end is like, and the problem with all this is the control. And I'm like, all right, dude. Like, and it's more eerie music and things. But I would recommend at least watching it. I'd love to hear what your audience has to say about it. But
Yep.
yeah. Mhm.
Gonna do we're working on getting. I've got like 6 more weeks of no more interviews probably because life is just a little crazy, maybe less. I'm hoping to get interviews back, but one of the people that we have slated is the folks with an inconvenient faith. We're gonna have
Mhm. I watched that one
a,
as well.
a
Yeah.
large roundtable discussion around that series, so I'm looking forward to that.
With the old Jim Bennett.
Well, and Robert Reynolds.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. We've had Robert on before. He enjoyed
Mhm.
his time in the
Yeah,
cultural
he
hall.
wrote a book, right? A few years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
Yeah. That's
But
great.
being able to talk all about that,
Have you watched that series?
I have watched, but only a little. I've listened to
Okay.
several podcasts about it,
Yeah.
but have not watched it. Is it available, do you know, in just audio format?
I don't believe so. It's just on YouTube.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I
So
mean,
you
you
could
could,
technically like roll the YouTube,
yeah,
but yeah, it's
yeah, and
easier.
you could easily listen to the audio. I mean, you might be confused. Who's stop talking now, and
Right, right,
but
right.
whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. So there we go. And you weren't in that either, were you?
I was not. And as you see, the lineup is probably obvious why I was not in that. So
In an
a
inconvenient
little
faith?
too orthodox for their
Oh yeah.
flavor.
Well,
but,
listen, you make us call you bishop. That's the
I
problem.
know.
If you weren't so strict about that,
It's so true.
we would likely. It's just no one wants to just call you bishop all the time. That's the thing.
All right, I'll work on that.
Yeah, work on it, please. This I thought was kind of interesting. This news story. Wait for it. Let me make sure that this is the one I'm talking about. Nope, that isn't actually the one I wanted to talk about. I thought that this was interesting, kind of circling back to the Charlie Kirk thing. There were a couple of people that were arrested almost immediately following. One is a guy who has been, I don't know, what do you call it, political agitator. He's an older gentleman who, shows up to a bunch of things and everything. And then another one was just like a young, like 25-year-old returned missionary that maybe looked like who they thought or was kind of wrong place, wrong time. I would love it. So the takeaways from me, I guess, is why I bring up this story. It goes into like what this guy experienced and then like how everyone around him was like, well, one time he said, like immediately, like once the spotlight is turned on you, honestly, like people came out of nowhere. It's like, I don't think he did, but he did say one time, I hate something.
Yeah.
if we could collectively like address issues like that guy was assassinated and no one should be assassinated. People around me are grieving and I want to show up to people that are grieving. And then also like until someone's arrested or like charged or all of these things. He was trans, he wasn't trans. He knows someone who's trans. He's
Mm.
a liberal. He's a conservative. He went on a mission. No, he didn't. He makes birthday cakes. Like all of these things that we just sort of thrive on. I would love it if we would all just go, "Oh my gosh, that was terrible." And
Yeah. Amen, brother.
you know?
And I would say that is very possible. However, it is impossible on social media. And
Yes.
so to me, if anybody's like is drawn into that where you're like overly shocked, I can't believe people are saying this. I'm like, well, you're literally walking into like a drug house and being shocked that people are vile in there.
Yeah.
Like that's social media, in my opinion. It's like not a place for conversation, not a place for understanding. So, you know,
It can be, but it has to be so carefully curated and the participants that are engaging in that. Because I've had
mhm.
a couple of pretty good conversations via social media. And then the rest have been dumpster fires of
Right,
drug
right.
houses combined with, you know, whatever else, other
Yeah.
vile things that we want to throw into that.
Like just where like the algorithm, the gravity of the algorithm will always pull you away from
Yes.
that productive conversation, right? So it's like the structure of that institution of social media will not allow it. But anyways,
But can you be out of it? Can you be, I mean, very real question. Could you, Kurt Frankum, not be a participant in social media at all without it being towards your detriment?
that and that's a fair question, right? And that's why I'm not saying I'm not the guy that's like I don't even
No.
have the apps on my phones, right? So yeah, and that
Yeah,
is
do
like the
that.
paradox that we live in, right?
Be the guy who's like who just either mansplains things or just like is so condescending where it's like, oh, well, I've got all of the apps so that yeah. I know that you're not saying that, but
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
do.
Right.
I think that that's such a tricky part
It is absolutely.
of
Yeah.
life in these days. You know, I typed out a message or two that I never posted because I was like,
Yeah.
probably more just feeling right now than actually feeling this even necessarily
Yeah.
or whatever. But feeling like I have to share my feelings. Why do I,
Yeah.
why do I feel like I have to do that? Eef.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Here's a random thing.
I would love a random thing.
Do you remember the days of Elder Gene R. Cook?
By name only.
Right.
Yeah.
So he passed away, 84 years old. He was one of these general authorities that was called like in his 30s. It's like, this is your life now. Good luck, my friend.
Yeah. We
And
got you while you're young, and also it's a life calling.
yeah, he was one of these general authorities. I generally I appreciated his words. He's a very engaging speaker. Kind of said things that with hindsight, I'm like, I don't know, that's a little shaming, but
Yeah.
okay, that's what. He wrote several books. Like there was one book that got passed around in my mission back in 2001 about like the like living on the faith of heaven or something. I know people are screaming in the book, but like just good short books to, I think that were inspiring and motivational. Where, you know, as young missionaries, you're like, I will now baptize the world after reading this book because I will, you know, draw the powers of heaven to do so. He's also, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong out there, audience, but I believe he's the general authority. Do you ever hear the story of a general authority sitting next to like Mick Jagger on a plane?
No.
Okay, this could be, I don't, it's probably been totally corrupted as far as what he actually said. I think it was a general conference talk where he talked about maybe, I'm pretty sure it was Mick
It's
Jagger.
him. It's him.
Did you look it up?
Yeah.
And basically, you know, he shared this private conversation that he had with this rock star, and basically he was like, and he told me that it's all a conspiracy to get young kids on sex, drugs, and rock and roll, you know, and which I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't. Not,
Sure.
a lot of the songs weren't overly uplifting, you know. But anyways, that's sort of a famous story, which
He
I would
also
love
wrote
to hear about it. But
raising up a family to the Lord, living
Mhm.
by power of faith, teaching by the Spirit, receiving answers to our prayers, searching the scriptures. But for my money, my favorite, 13 lines of defense,
boom,
a
boom,
guide for
boom.
clean living.
Yes. So
13.
yeah, but hey, I honor, church leaders and their efforts over the years. That's a long go from 30, like 4 years old to 70.
I honestly
What they
can't
call it.
imagine. Seriously.
Yeah, it would get old after a
I
while.
mean,
to say the
maybe,
least.
yeah. I mean, here's the deal. Like, I love DJing weddings and events and going to do it. And I'm doing. You should be jealous. I'm stepping in your toe on your toes. I'm doing a religious institutes like back to school family home evening thing tonight.
Oh,
As a matter
because
of
it's
fact,
Monday
yeah,
night.
because it's Monday night, so we're all. It's a dance in the parking lot. I'm
Yeah.
teaching the line dances with pure lyrics. We're doing the church clap. Do you know the church clap dance song?
Everybody clap your hands. That one.
Nope.
Oh, okay. I
I'll
don't.
teach you next time we're together in the same space.
Can you clap at church even if it's a dance or?
Like in the cultural hall, yeah, you can
Oh,
get away
okay,
with
all right.
anything in the cultural hall. That's why this is called that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm doing that tonight. Where was I going with any of this?
Um,
Stepping
Elder
on your
Cook,
toes, going to do that.
having a
Oh,
lifelong
yeah, no,
calling.
so I've done this for like 15 years. I get a little tired of it.
Yeah.
I can't imagine if I felt like my salvation was attached to being a DJ. I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm
Yeah.
done. Maybe,
Or that feeling of you literally can't quit your job.
yeah,
It's like I tried to bring it up once and it didn't go well.
I'm like, maybe terrestrial ain't so bad so long as I get to do something else for a little bit. I don't
Oh
know.
my goodness.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Bishop Frankham, it's a pleasure.
That's right.
We have anything else that we feel like we should mention? Seriously, so much and appropriately so, I suppose, is the near adjacent tangents around Charlie Kirk, Tyler Robinson, those different folks involved with that.
Yeah.
Last week.
And obviously, we always encourage it. Like, if your mental health's not good, like, don't go to the socials. Get some help. Reach out.
Yeah.
See somebody. Talk to somebody.
Will you guys be doing anything? Because you're literally like 10 minutes from UVU, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Is there any sort of groundswell, like let's do like a palate cleanser service thing or anything like that? Or like, hey guys, I know that this is sort of in, what we're talking about right now. I just, like you did the thing on Sunday, but is it a one and done and we sort of move along, or is there something lasting that you and your particular congregation or the leaders of the area down there are saying, yeah, maybe we'll do this?
I don't think so. I know there's been some different vigils around, but
Sure.
not that they were spurred on by a ward by any means. But I don't know. It's kind of just gauging how people are doing, and a new week. Hopefully, we can. And how the news cycle is. It's terrible that we can't sit on these tragedies too long. But I guess that's good in some ways as well. But
it's something in some ways.
yeah.
Bishop Frankham, a pleasure to be with you.
Thank you, Brother Stedman.
I know that we're in September, so I just want to declare tithing and get that done. You can check that box.
That's right.
Tithing. I declare tithing. And we hope that this episode has nourished and strengthened your body.
And if you weren't able to make it this week, that you'll be here next week.
And that when the time comes, you'll be able to travel home in safety. In the meantime, go Tar Heels. Chris at Alpine Lakes Travel, Debbie Wanless, Chocolate Cake Bites Podcast, and the Tiger with a U will be saving a seat for you
on the back row
of the Cultural Hall.
Save me a seat, it's sure to be neat on the back row. We really gotta go on the Cultural Hall show.